evening, all the viewers and all the students who have joined us on Facebook and Google Meet. And before starting the session, a very happy Environment Day today we are celebrating. And we have a very good resource person with us today who will be speaking on how to use trade statistics and data for export and import decision makings. It's my privilege to introduce Mr. Anmol Modi to all of you. Mr. Anmol Modi is an international trade and investment advisor who has a strong experience working with small and medium businesses in India across various industries. He has been instrumental in fostering international trade for several state governments of India and economic clusters in agro and food processing sector, construction materials and chemicals, engineering services, engineering products, electrical and electronic sector, information technology, ship designing, and building and textile sector. He has led several business delegations to Bahrain, Kuwait, Nepal, Oman, Qatar, Sri Lanka, and UAE. The next focus area for him is to increase trade and investment between India and countries of Africa. Motivating the young generation of India to embark on the journey of international business is his area of interest, and he undertakes several training sessions for students and industrial professionals. We welcome you, sir, on behalf of Parallel University and Faculty of Management Studies, and also I would like to thank Ashish, sir, for giving your reference. And I hope that all the viewers and students who will be listening to you for another 1 hour will be benefited of some practical and experiential learning in this 1 hour. I hand over the session to you. Before that, Ashish, sir, would you like to say something about Anmol, sir?
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am, for it is okay. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, very clearly.
Okay. The expectations from my side and the students are very high. We do have some students from the African continental, so it would be a great learning for the students from the African continental as well as for the Indian students. So we are waiting for your informative session, sir.
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Sapna, for the generous introduction, and thank you, Dr. Ashish, for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to address your students. So, students who have read the poster, the topic might look very big, 3 lines topic, and might confusing. But be aware that it's as simple as you will see. So, no need to worry about it. So, what I'll be doing is I'll be sharing a presentation, and thereafter, I will be also shuttling between a few screens on my web browser, where I will be demonstrating live examples of what is done. Right. So I hope my screen is visible to all. I'm putting it on the slideshow mode.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah. Okay. So these are the topics that we'll be broadly covering it up today. The first slide is only the theory slide, mind well, and the rest slides after that are non-theory. There is no theory after that. So you won't get bored. I'm very sure about it. So the first we'll be talking about the SPANCO technique, which was coined by Xerox company in the USA. Then we'll be talking about the trade statistics through TradeMap, then through Ministry of Commerce website, DGCS Analytics, and free database sources. Now, whatever I'll be going to talk about today is completely free. So ones who are students also, they can also avail these tools and they can also explore various options. So that you don't have to spend a single penny on it. Now, first, talking about the SPANCO technique. Now, this is a very interesting technique. I'm sure some of you might have heard about it. And it was coined by the Xerox company in the USA. So it's an acronym for suspect, prospect, approach, negotiate, close, and order, which comes up to becoming SPANCO. Now, how do we use this technique, the SPANCO technique, in international markets or international business? Is that number one is that we start by suspecting a country. Now, if you are importer or exporter of a product or a service, the first task is for you to identify a country. Now, mind well, this session, I'm not going to tell you anything about like how you should start the export process, but I'm going to tell you what is the foundation of an export process or what is the foundation for an international business process. Some of you might be scared about like, oh, international business is a very difficult business and I'm very skeptical about it. But after this presentation, I'm sure you will get an idea about what are the function of it, and then everything else will follow. If you get these things right, what I'm mentioning in today's presentation, the rest of the things will fall in place on its own. And mind well, only you have to go up till SPANCO, that is suspect, prospect, approach, negotiate, close, and order. That's it. All the other things after order are taken care by your custom house agent, right from pickup of your order to delivery and everything. So the process is very simple, right? Now, then you come, the suspect you have done, then you go to the prospect, which all the companies you want to do international business with, you want to import from or you want to export to. Then comes negotiate. Then you negotiate the terms and conditions. Then finally you close the deal, and then the order is completed. Now the first three parts, suspect, prospect, and approach, they are the signs, because information is there, and you have to just click on the web, and you get the information. That is a science. But negotiate, close, and order, it is an art. How well you do it, that's up to you. Now, that's enough of theory now. Now, let's jump into what are the trade statistics that you need to follow, the basic steps for the prospect part, in the suspect part, in the SPANCO model. Now, there are three basic websites which are being given to you. Number one is a trade map, which is a World Trade Organization's website, which is also being coined by International Trade Center, ITC. Now, this trade map website gives you data about the worldwide import and export of various commodities. Now, this is a website, trademap.org. Now, when you log into this website, you can click over here and you can register your account for free. You have to just enter your email address and other details, and you are good to go. Now, this is how the trademap.org looks like. Now, what do I do over here? Now, suppose, now I'll be taking a very simple example for all of you to understand. Now, I am a rice miller and I want to export rice to various countries, but I'm not sure where should I export rice to. So what do? I land up on the trade map website and I type on the first column, say rice. Or you can also write your HS code, that is 1006 for rice. Okay. 1006 rice, which is semi-milled. Let me go to semi-milled or wholly milled rice. Okay. I've selected this. You keep the country blank because you don't know which country you want to export to. You want to find out that which are the top importing countries. Now, what TradeMap will give you is that which are the top importing countries for rice. Okay. I've put the HS code and then I click on trade indicators. So what I will come to know now in the table is that which are the top importing countries of rice in the world. So number one importer of rice is Saudi Arabia, followed by USA, China, Iran, Philippines, Iraq, Benin, Malaysia, so on and so forth. What is the value of the rice that they import in US dollar 1,000? How many tons of rice they import? And what is the per unit cost of rice that they import? That is, what is the per ton cost of rice that is usually imported by them? Right. So over here, you get to know that, okay, what countries I should be targeting. If I'm a rice exporter from India and I have a rice mill, I should be targeting UAE, Saudi Arabia, USA, China, Iran, Philippines, Iraq, all of these countries, up till UAE probably. Yeah. Then if I want to find out, okay, now which are the top countries from where USA is purchasing? Now I'm targeting USA. I want to export to USA, but I want to see that which are the countries which are exporting to USA. So what do? I click on this USA. And then I come to know that, okay, Thailand is the number one exporter of rice to USA, followed by India. So India has quite a good number of quantity and volume which has been exported to USA and at a very good price, about 1,157 USD per ton. So that's a very good number, right? So similarly, you can do this for other countries as well. This is how the first step is. You find out which are the top importing countries for your product. Now that is clear to you. The second thing is you come to the Ministry of Commerce website. Now, Ministry of Commerce of India, they are also providing a very good statistical data. That is, what are the top import-export figures or top import-export commodities from India? Now, suppose rice. Now, rice is exported from India. So, which are the countries where India is exporting rice? Which are the top country where India is exporting rice? Similarly, they are also providing data for import. So now we go to the Ministry of Commerce website, which is tradestat.commerce.gov.in. Correct. This is the Government of India Ministry of Commerce website. Now again, what I'll do is I'll put the HS code over here, 1006360, which is the HS code for rice. I'm taking a very basic example for all of you to understand of a commodity. And the product can be as complex as a whole boiler or a whole machine as well. So that doesn't matter. I've selected the year 2020-2021. I've written the HS code. Now, if you don't know the HS code, that's also fine. You can search over here. You can go to search and you can write rice. Okay, I don't know the HS code, so I've searched over here rice. And then what I will select this one, 1000630, which is semi or wholly milled rice. Okay. And then I will sort by current year. Then I will hit on the submit button. Yeah. So here what you are seeing is which are the top countries where India is exporting the rice to. So Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Iran, Benin, UAE, Yemen. So USA comes over here at the 9th position. So now we have to alter your decision of doing the international business with UAE, Iraq, and Iran. And then you can think of USA. USA was the second largest importer of rice in the world, but Saudi Arabia was number one. And Saudi Arabia, India is also exporting the highest amount of rice to Saudi Arabia, worth about 7 lakh rupees. 700 lakh rupees, sorry. Yeah. Followed by Iraq, Iran, Benin and UAE. So this is a number 2 tool, which is first one is the trade map, which gives you the overall picture of the world, which are the top importing countries of a particular commodity. Then the second tool is this Ministry of Commerce website, where you don't have to log in as well. Government of India is giving you the information for free. Yeah. So second tool is this Ministry of Commerce website, where you get to know that, okay, India, how well is India performing for a particular commodity in terms of import or export, anything. Then you identify based on these two parameters, these two tools, that which country you should focus on. Correct. Now, the third tool, which I'll be showcasing to you all. Okay, so this is the Ministry of Commerce. Now, the third tool, which I'll be showcasing to you all, is the Exim Analytics. This is DGCS Analytics. This is also Government of India website, and they are giving it for free, the data. Now, this is a very interesting website because it gives you information in terms of very interesting charts. Now, this website, dgcsanalytics.in, then you go to principal commodity state-wise exports. Now, I'm presuming over here that I want to export a particular commodity from India to anywhere in the world. Now, this DGCS Analytics gives you trade statistics state-wise. Now, you saw the overall worldwide picture, then you saw the India-wide picture, and now you are going to see the state-wise picture. Correct. So this is a funnel process. this is just, we are talking about the prospect part in the suspect part in the SPENCO model, which is the first S, which is SPENCO. Suspect, prospect, approach, negotiate, and order, close and order. So the first suspect part, you saw trade map, then Ministry of Commerce, and then the last one, which I'm going to show you, is this DGCAS analytics. Okay. Then I click on principal commodities, state-wise exports. Okay. Just a moment, it's loading. Yeah. So here, what do I see is that what are the trade figures of India? If we see broadly, that India is exporting about $603 million to 238 countries, 168 commodities, and from 403 ports. Then when you gradually come down, what you find is on the right-hand side a heat map. The reason why I call this a heat map is because the darker the shade of blue, the more export is happening from India to that particular country. Now, which are the darker shades of blue you can find over here? One of them is USA. You just keep your cursor on USA and you find that about $104,000 million of exports is happening from India to USA, followed by China, Saudi Arabia. So the darker the shade of blue, the more exports happen from India to that particular country. Then on the left-hand side, what you are finding is that which are the top ports where India is from where India is exporting. So Nhava Sheva port, of course, of Mumbai is one of the busiest port, and a lot of exports happen from them, followed by Mundra port of our Gujarat, then BPCC, SEZ, Jamnagar, so on and so forth. Gradually, when you come down, you find that which are the top exporting states of India. So the darker the shade of red, the more exports happen from that particular state, which is Gujarat, Maharashtra, followed by Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, and so on and so forth. And then when you come down, you find that which are the principal commodities which are exported from India to all over the world. So this is in 1,000 crores. So petroleum is exported about 58,000 crores, 59,000 crores. Oils and precious metal are exported worth about 32,000 crores. Now, this is a broader picture. Now, if I want to show you that a particular state, let's say Gujarat, which are the top commodities which are exported from Gujarat and to which all countries? I click on state and I select Gujarat. Then I come down and I find that, okay, the situations have changed a bit. You see, South Africa was not a darker shade of blue. Brazil was not a darker shade of blue. USA, China remaining the darker shade of blue. But there are new additions as well. You can see that South Africa has become darker shade of blue. Nigeria has become darker shade of blue. Brazil has become darker shade of blue. The reason is that Gujarat is exporting more to these all countries. Correct. Then when you scroll down, you find that which are the top commodities which are exported from Gujarat. So see, petroleum products, organic chemicals, drug formulations, agrochemicals. Now in case of India, what you found was that, of course, petroleum products was one of the largest products exported from India. And then it was followed by pearls and precious metals. But now situations have changed. From Gujarat, petroleum products are exported highest, followed by organic chemicals, drug formulations, agrochemicals, plastic raw materials, etc., etc. And all of those values you can get. You just have to keep your cursor over any of the bar graph, and you can get the value about how much 1,000 crores of particular product is exported. Now, why this is important? Now, suppose I'm a person, I don't have my own factory. Yeah, I don't have my own factory, but I want to do international business. And I'm based in Vadodara. Now, I want to find out which products I can export to. Now, that I can find out by doing this exercise of DGCS Analytics. I can go to DGCS Analytics. I can click on the state as Gujarat. And I can find that, okay, these all products are exported from Gujarat. So I have a better scope if I export these products from Gujarat initially. So I can source organic chemicals from Ankleshwar. I can source agrochemicals also from Ankleshwar and Vapi. I can source products of iron and steel from, say, Saurashtra region, ceramic tiles from Morbi. So all of these things you can identify if you are not sure or if you don't have your own manufacturing. So this is a very interesting tool for you to identify. Now suppose, okay, now I want to just export from Gujarat to, say, European Union only. So what do? I click on this region and I click on, say, European Union, or it can be any of the other regions as well. For simplicity, I'm taking European Union. Okay. So now this graph will change, of course, because I've selected European Union, so all of them become white and only the European Union becomes blue. Okay. Now, when I gradually come down, I find that which are the commodities exported from Gujarat to European Union only. You can see petroleum products, organic chemicals, drug formulations, residual chemicals, products of iron and steel, dyes. These are the top commodities exported from Gujarat to European Union only. Then castor oil, auto tires, so on and so forth. Okay. Now, similarly, if I want to just find for a particular product, irrespective of any state, if I just want to find for a particular commodity, principal commodity, for example, let's say we are taking organic chemicals. If I want to find from India, which all countries is organic chemicals supplied to broadly, then I click on organic chemicals in the principal commodities, and here I can find the map. See, the African countries have turned light blue. The darker shades of blue are becoming Germany, Spain, China, then Malaysia, with Indonesia, Brazil, USA. These have become the darker shades of blue. And which all are the states which are exporting this organic chemicals? India, followed by Gujarat, followed by Maharashtra. Gujarat is the largest exporter of organic chemicals. So similarly, for all the states, for all the regions, for all the principal commodity, you can identify that which are the top commodities which are exported if you are selecting a particular state, and which are the top countries where a particular commodity is exported if you are selecting the principal commodity. Correct. So this was pretty much how you design the suspect part in the SPANCO. You select from trade map, you select from Ministry of Commerce, and you select from this DGCIS analytics. This is a very simple process I showed you. You don't have to do anything. So my topic in the poster looks like using trade statistics, but this is what trade statistics is about. You just have to read the right figures and then you have to make the decision. Right. Now, okay, you are pretty much done with suspecting a particular country. Now you want to identify which are companies you want to export to. That is the prospect part in the SPANCO model, the P part. Suspect you have done. Now we are coming to the prospect part, which is the P. Now there are various free databases which are available. So see, here I have mentioned a few list of databases which are available for free. Now I will show you some of them, and some of them you can see at your own end. So the first one which I'm going to show you is the Dubai Chamber of Commerce database. Okay, so that is dcciinfo.ke. Now this Dubai Chamber of Commerce has a very peculiar thing that they have listed all of the companies which are operating out of UAE and Dubai. These are the broader categories of sector. Still, they give me more number of companies, but still I'm not very satisfied. So I click on see all categories. So what I will be, see, they have given a list of A to Z of all the sectors in the UAE, which are mentioned in the Dubai Chamber of Commerce database. Okay. So now over here, it starts from some of the very basic ones: spare parts trading, agriculture contracting, agricultural equipments, from A to Z. Now let me take an example of some other commodity. Okay, so I've clicked on V, and I'll be showing. They'll be showing me all the categories which fall under V. Now over here, you can see Walls Trading. Okay, so I'll click on Walls Trading. Then there are a list of companies which are dealing in walls, which are coming over here, along with their websites, phone number, address, and everything. Also, if I'm not able to find a particular commodity, I can search over here on the search bar. Let's search walls over here also on the search panel. You can hit on enter. So see, they have given me walls classification. So these has more number of companies. Okay, so now these has more number of companies. When I clicked on the walls and walls classification, you can see the list goes on. And still I can load more. Yeah. So this is a free database source of Dubai Chamber of Commerce. If you want to do business with UAE, this is how you prospect the buyers or sellers if you are an importer. Number 2 is the East African Manufacturers Directory. Now, these all are not the exclusive manufacturers, but these are also importers and suppliers of various products. Now, East Africa consists of 6 countries, which includes Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania. Right. Now, all these sectors which are available in that particular country. And all of the companies are given in that particular sector along with their phone number and email address. So your task becomes very easy. Then comes Kenya. Now Kenya has more broader category. One of the commodities which are exported from Gujarat. Okay, so likewise, you can also follow a number of other products in this particular website directory. Okay, now the next is the Government of Canada information about their importers. So when I share this presentation with the students of Parole University, you can look at all these websites. I've mentioned all of them on my deck. Okay, so now what we'll be seeing is the Canadian importers, which are the countries which are importing a particular commodity in Canada based on the HS codes. In the meantime, yes, I guess this taking some time. Till that time, we'll see some other database. So yeah, we'll see this Lloyd's Bank Trade database. Now this is one of the largest database which is available for free, and it usually includes database for all the countries. Now Lloyd's Bank is one of the largest banks in the UK, and they have collated a list of importers. They have also collated a list of trade associations, business associations, trade directories, as well as trade expos. So this is also for free. You just have to register over here with your email address. You can also if you don't have a company, you can mention any of the company name, and you can write the code of your company name as X 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. That's also fine. Then you log into this website. So I'm signing into this website. Okay. So now I will put the HS code over here. So let's continue with the example of rice. 1006 300 630. Then I want to export to which country? Now I want to export rice, say for example, now to Germany. So I click on Germany over here. So you put the HS code, you write export to and the country name, and then hit on the search. So now they show me which are all the countries which are exporting to Germany, Italy, Belgium, Netherlands, India. Then they will also show me there are 44 market studies, that are market research of rice particularly. There are 249 trade expos. It can be food trade expos which are there. There are 113 business directories, 23 online places, and 278 professional associations just for the food commodity, because rice comes under food commodity. Also, when I click on this find counterparts, they will show me which are the importers of rice or other food commodities in Germany. So I've clicked on find counterparts. So you can also explore all of these options. You can just click on any of them and you can explore, but due to the paucity of the time, I'm just showing you what is important for you in terms of the prospect part. Okay, so now they will be showing me over here, you see, these all are, there are 5 major companies in Germany which are importing rice. So you get the list of these companies. You can also download this in the form of the Excel. Again, this is a free database source, Lloyd's Bank Trade. I hope this has opened. No, this has not opened yet. Never mind. We'll see other database, which is the Addis Ababa Chamber. So Addis Ababa is the capital of Ethiopia, and they also are giving information of all of the importers of that particular country based in Addis Ababa. So I've selected the Addis Ababa Chamber and the trade directory. Okay, so here they have mentioned a list of business sectors. Then I go to import. And here they have also mentioned all the business categories. So now I want to find which are the importers of chemicals, because Baroda is also one of the hub for manufacturing of chemicals. So there are 24 importers of chemicals in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. So I click on this basic chemicals, and they will be showing me a list of companies which are importers of this basic chemicals. Then this is a Zimbabwean database. Then we also have for US companies, there is one for Lagos Chamber, which is of Nigeria as well. So Addis Ababa Chamber is taking some time. It's not responding. In the meantime, we'll see the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce. So this Chamber of Commerce of Nigeria, they have a list of about 326 companies from all the business sectors. Now, this is also a very interesting database because a lot of exports happen from Gujarat to Nigeria in all sorts of categories. So now you have a list which starts from A to Z of companies, along with the name of the company, and probably from the name of the company you can identify what business they would be into. Also, the name of the chairman or the person is given with the phone number and email address. So your task becomes very easy. See, so this is just the A part of it, what we have searched. So when we scroll down, it goes up till Z. So these are a list of all the top companies which are operating out of Nigeria. Then there is a list of companies, broader list of companies which are there in USA as well. Now, suppose I'm an exporter of rice and I want to export rice to USA. I would be exporting rice to grocery stores in USA. And which are the top grocery stores in USA? There's Aldi, there's Foodland, Giant Company, Martins, Kroger, Peapod, Publix, Stop and Shop, Walmart, Vegans, Walmarts, and so on and so forth. Now, suppose I want to export rice to say, I want to export rice to this Giant Company, or let's say Wholesale Foods Market, Whole Foods Market. This is a very large supermarket chain in the entire USA, which has 431 supermarkets in the entire USA. So firstly, they will show me the customer care email and all. But then when you come down, you will find that, okay, he is the one who is vice president of operations. His email address is there. He is global director for customer care. And then when you come down, you find the email address and name of the CEO as well as the COO. Again, your task becomes easier. Similarly, for all the other grocery stores, you can do the same. This is the prospect part of it. You prospect a particular company whom you want to export your product to or you want to do business with. Now, this Addis Ababa chamber is a bit reactive now. So let us again get back to it. This is not working today. Let us check again with the Canadian importers database if that's working. Yeah. Okay. So now Canada is a country which gives you information about the importers of a particular commodity. So I've come to the website. This is the Government of Canada website, ic.gc.ca. And then there are other things which are also mentioned. Then I click on importers by product over here. And then I put the HS code, that is 100630, which is the rice HS code. Then I click on hit. I click on this rice. Then when I scroll down, I find that these are companies. There are 53 companies in total, which are importers of rice in Canada from page 1 to 6. Suppose if I just want to see which are the top importers of rice in the state of Ontario, I click over here and I click display just the companies which are doing business in Ontario of importing rice. There are 26 companies. Almost half the import of rice in Canada happens in Ontario. All of these companies are there. Unfortunately, they have not given the email address and phone number, but you can find the list. These are the top importers of rice. Choice, Costco, Deep Canada, Golden Food, then Mars Canada, Pan Asia. All of these companies are importers of rice. And this is an authentic data because this is Government of Canada website. Yeah, so we saw the Lloyds Bank trade, we saw the Dubai Chamber, we saw the Canadian government, we saw USA companies. Then for the Zimbabwe approved suppliers, when I share this presentation, you can click on this link and download the entire PDF, which gives you a list of companies in Zimbabwe which are approved by the Zimbabwean government for all the product categories. Then we saw the data about the East African Directory. We also saw about the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and all. And Addis Ababa Chamber website is not responding. They might be updating the platform. So these are some free database sources. That is not an exclusive list which is there, but you can, while you are searching, you can also find a list of other database sources which are there available for free. And you can get access to a list of companies. Now, this is how the first two parts, suspect and prospect, if you do this right, the approach part will not be an issue. And this is the foundation for any of the international business process. Was there anything difficult in this? People are scared about international business, but this is the basic of international business. Foundation. If you get these things right, then other things will fall in place on its own. All right. So this was a short presentation from my end. Now, I would encourage if any of you have questions, you can put it in the chat box or anything. So Dr. Sapna or Dr. Ashish can shoot the questions to me.
Thank you, Mr. Anmol. And, we having no links with trade also was able to understand through your demonstration. You have taken us through a lot of websites, Canadian website and Nigerian website and trade maps also. Further taking by the questions, I would request Ashish, if you have some questions which can help students to understand the topic much better.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, I have received certain questions from the students. The first question is, sir, what is the difference between the free database and paid database? Few of the students are going to join their family business, so they were asking that, sir, is this necessary to use the free database only, or there are some paid databases as well?
No, so for starters, I would suggest you to explore the free database so that you get an idea about which all the companies and which are the countries where you should be targeting. Then once you have identified a particular country and a set of companies, and you are very sure that, okay, my business would go smooth in this particular direction, then you can shift to paid database sources. Now, paid database sources are also very relevant, and they are also very helpful when you are making decision processes. So it's not that you are just identifying information from free database sources and paid database sources are useless. Paid database sources are also very important once you have got a certain grip about your product and about a particular country.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. The second question which I have received is there any other databases available other than TradeMap, DGCI, or the Export-Import Data Bank? Like we can use WTO's trade database or OECD database?
Yeah, of course, you can use those databases. The reason why I had shown these databases is these are practiced by industry professionals majorly. The World Trade Organization, that is the TradeMap, then the Ministry of Commerce and DGCS Analytics. These are usually used by the industry people. That is why I've shown. But of course, any database which gives you information about your product is always welcome.
Sir, last question from the student is, you have shared the databases related to all the products, but if some students are confused in terms of selecting the right products to export, so is there any sort of suggestive material for them, which products they are supposed to choose for their starting their business?
Yeah. So the tool which I showed, the DGCS Analytics, that is the best thing if you want to become an first-time exporter or a merchant exporter, where you don't have your own manufacturing, but you want to start your export or you want to do your international business. When you go to the DGCS Analytics, I showed you, you select a particular commodity that you have in mind, or you select a particular state, say for example Gujarat, and then you see which are the top commodities exported from Gujarat. Then you pick up a particular commodity, and then you start the process of suspect, prospect, and approach likewise. Now, the benefit of this is that when you are selecting a product which has already been exported from Gujarat, you don't have to start process from zero. Organic chemicals are exported from Gujarat, that we saw. So there is a market for organic chemicals, of course. So you don't have to search for any other countries or any other database where you want to find that. If I'm selecting, for example, say rice is not exported from Gujarat much. So if I'm selecting rice, then I have to search for other states. But now when you are selecting Gujarat and you are selecting organic chemicals, it's readily available. You have the suppliers in Gujarat. You just have to find the importers.
Sir, last question from the student is there any particular database where we can find the prices of the commodity? One, you have shared it with us, but other than that, where we can find the prices of the commodity, that what is the current price in the international market?
Okay, so for that, paid database sources are there. Now, paid database sources give you the price of a particular commodity and to which country it was exported and to which importer also. That comes in paid data.
Okay.
So there are various paid database sources like importgenius.com. So that is a good authentic database source and it provides good information. Yeah.
Sapna ma'am, that's all the questions that I have received from the students. Now, if we can make it open, if any other students wants to ask, they can ask.
Sure, sir. We have got the students from IB Marketing and Finance here with us. So if any of the students who have some questions on the related topic, can please go ahead or can also drop in the chat box also. In the meanwhile, sir, I'm just curious to understand, and also I think this information will help our students also. Many students have taken international business as their specializations. We do have semester 3, most of the students. And what are the career prospects for them? Being in Baroda, and I know there is no geographic limitation nowadays, but still, how they can start thinking of building up their resume or building up their career prospects in IB apart from what they're studying as in subjects?
Okay, so the first step, what I would suggest is, and what I have practiced is that you might have some hours free in your curriculum. I understand that the MBA curriculum is quite extensive, but you will have some hours free. So what you can do is, you can approach the companies in and around Vadodara. You can say that I have 3 to 4 hours free and I would like to assist your company in export process. If they pay you stipend, that's well and good. And if they don't pay you stipend as well, then also it's okay because you are in the learning process. What you can do is you can help these companies identify the countries and the companies through these database sources. In that process, you will gain confidence. You will also make your own network. And when you put these things in your CV, when you sit for the final placement, the company who is going to come to hire you, they will see that, okay, this person has worked in so-and-so industry and they have worked in the international business sector. So your chances of getting recruited increases quite drastically. And I'm sure there are many companies, MNC companies also, which are there in that Baroda and the South Gujarat region, and they are actively looking for these interns and life project students from the MBA institutes.
Yes, we do have. See, they have completed semester 2 and they are starting up with their summer internships also. Since in COVID times, it's little difficult to get a physical internship, so we have allowed them for online certifications also. So, from your kind of experience, can you recommend few really good certification courses? If any students want to go ahead with building up some credentials into their resumes, so can you recommend few of them for them?
For international business, there are quite a few courses which are there on Coursera. I'm not sure the exact names of them, but there are quite a few which gives you an idea about what is the basic process of it. Also, there are courses which are done by certain private institutions, which are management institutions like the Ahmedabad Institute, which conduct training programs for export-import for industry professionals as well as for the students. Now, these programs have also shifted to virtual mode. You don't have to travel. You sit in the comfort of your home and you learn the things.
Right, exactly. I think so. We have got one question in the chat box.
Yes, love, you will get everything.
Ashish, yeah, can we get that page of links of Chamber of Commerce of all the countries?
Yeah, of course. You'll get the entire deck I've shared with Dr. Sapna. She'll be circulating with all of you.
Yes,
so all of the links are there in the presentation.
Yes, many.
Sapna, yes, I would like to add something. Yes, it was rightly said by Anmol that our students basically, when they start their semester 3, on the first day they will be assigned some sort of products with some sort of countries, and it is mandatory for that if they have not registered themselves in a trade map. All the tools available on the trade map, starting from trade map, market access, export potential map, they will not be allowed for the second class. So this is mandatory for them to register not only the trade map, they have to use the WITS platform, they have to use OECD library, they have to use WTO's trade database. Without that, they will not be allowed to sit into the next session. This is what the strict rules and regulations for that. In the third session, they will be forced to select one product, and from that, in the end of semester 3, they are supposed to submit a report where they have to identify a particular market by using some sort of economic analysis other than trade map and other things like market potential, potentiality by RCA kind of economic indices as well. So this is what they are doing on a regular basis, and Ankleshwar and Bharuch, we are sending our students on a regular basis for such kind of project work. So definitely they are going to, your session is going to help them in understanding the importance of database and other things. And the last thing is that, yes, we are focusing more towards identifying the regional areas. So I will be, we are generally formulating the groups where they will assign that, okay, now you focus on Central Asia, you focus on the African continent, you focus on Russia, you focus on Southeast Asian countries. So they will be in regular touch with all these international politics, from politics to commercial. So this is what a basic activity that we are carrying out through semester 3. In semester 4, basically our focus would be more on negotiation and the international relations and the politics. So in semester 4, they are not quite using this trade databases, but in semester 4, they are using some sort of the international political databases and trade agreement databases. So this is what in overall of our international business specialization. And it was the activities which we are carrying since inception.
It's quite extensive. It's quite extensive and a very good curriculum that you have designed, sir.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations for that. And one thing I would like to suggest all of you who are present over here.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Sorry?
Please go ahead, sir.
One thing I So one thing I would like to suggest to all of you who are present over here is that, see, getting a job in a company is, of course, a target of many of you and maybe all of you. So you get to travel the world, and I'm sure many of you have, and you get a good income as well.
Right, so very, very, very correct. I mean, most of the students definitely look for the employment in their respective areas, but definitely they can do much more than getting employed, and they can have their own trading firms and trade internationally based. I think this 1 hour session had been really too much of information you have shared with all the students, and that too with good demonstration on how to use the trade maths, and eventually they will do it while they'll start off with their third semester. But today's session must have given some information to all those students who are wanting to pursue their career in international business. So I think the kind of the statistics and data and the demonstration you have used to make students informed about how they can make decisions aptly and accurately, taking into account what is running and what is good in which continent or which country. I think we are right on time, Mr. Anmol and Ashish sir. So it's my privilege again to thank you on behalf of my institution, Faculty of Management Studies, and Parallel University also. And I hope that the viewers on Facebook and those students who have joined us on Google Meet must have been benefited out of today's session. And thanks a lot again, Mr. Anmol, for taking your time out and sharing so much of information with us. And I would also like to thank Ashish sir for joining us today and referring such a good resource person and who had done 100%, more than 100% justice on the topic. And thanks to you, sir. Would you like to add on something on this, Ashish sir?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to share that it's been great to discuss and learn the new things from young people like you, sir. So it's my pleasure to be associated with you, sir. And it was a wonderful session for all of the students, those who have joined in the Google Meet and those who are observing this session on other platform as well. So it was a very nice and informative session, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. And a special thanks to Dr. Bijal as well for giving this opportunity as the Dean of Management Studies School.
Right. Thank you so much.
Dr. Sapna. Thank you, Dr. Ashish. And all the best to everyone.
Thank you. So all the viewers on FB and Google Meet, those who have joined, again, we'll be coming up with a new, very interesting topic coming Saturday. So stay tuned, stay safe, and stay connected. So have a wonderful day, and thank you once again, Mr. Anmol.